Have you ever looked at someone's collection, maybe, rows of action figures still sealed in the box, or shelves just packed with old comics, binders full of trading cards, and just thought, why? Why do people pour so much time, effort, sometimes serious money, into collecting what look like everyday things? Cardboard, plastic. I feel like it's more than just a hobby, doesn't it? So today we're going to dive deep into the psychology and practice of collecting. We'll look at a really great source that gets into the core reasons why, the economics behind it, and even maybe the slightly darker side of this very human thing. Our mission, really, is to get under the skin of why we collect. How do our own drives, market stuff, and community shape it all? Hopefully you'll get a better handle on it, and maybe even your own collecting habits. Okay, so let's get into it. The source jumps right in. What is really driving someone to collect? Because it does feel like more than just, getting stuff.
Oh, absolutely. It's fascinating, actually. Collecting taps into some pretty deep psychological needs. Our source points out a few key ones. First, there's this thing called the completion compulsion. That real need to finish a set. Our source suggests it's almost like a cognitive bias. It nags at you, this feeling of incompleteness, and it can genuinely make people spend maybe more than they rationally should on that last piece.
Right, that one elusive card or figure.
Exactly. Then there's nostalgia, of course, a huge one. Wanting to reconnect with your childhood, finding comfort in those old things.
Yeah, I get that.
Many also collect hoping for investment return, believing their value will go up. It's often a way to sort of justify the spending, perhaps. Social status is another big factor. Your collection can give you standing in a group, make you the expert.
The go-to person.
Precisely. And finally, maybe emotional security. Finding comfort, stability, and organizing and owning these things. So these drives, they explain why people might spend what seems like, irrational amounts on, as you said, cardboard and plastic.
It's amazing how those personal feelings then bump up against the history of this stuff. Like you mentioned comics, they weren't always seen as valuable, were they?
Not at all. That's a key point our source makes. Many collectibles started as totally disposable items, comic books. Cheap, throwaway fun for kids, printed on awful paper. The whole idea of collecting them really only started bubbling up in the 60s.
Really?
Yeah, driven by fans, fanzines starting to track values. That was the turning point. And then you get extremes, like the source mentions the 90s comic book speculation bubble.
Oh, I remember that.
People buying cases of comics thinking they'd struck gold. It's a perfect example of how manufactured rarity can just drive the market crazy.
And trading cards.
Similar story in a way. From cigarette cards, baseball cards, Pokemon, always tapping into chance, achievement, being cool among your friends, social currency.
Right.
And action figures, too. Started as toys for kids. Now they're serious adult collectibles. That whole mint and package thing.
Yeah.
That's pure adult collector psychology. It's not how a kid plays with a toy, is it?
No, definitely not. And you mentioned the comic bubble. It shows how these personal drives meet, market forces. There's a whole economic psychology here, isn't there?
Absolutely. Our minds and the market, they interact in really interesting ways. One big one is the sunk cost fallacy.
Okay, explain that.
Well, our source puts it nicely. Say you've bought 9 rare coins for a set. The 10th one, the last one, suddenly the price shoots up. The sunk cost fallacy is that feeling that you have to buy it. Otherwise, all the money you spent on the first 9 feels, wasted. Even if buying that 10th one is actually a bad financial move now.
I see. You're already invested.
Exactly. And companies know this. They use artificial scarcity. This isn't things just being naturally rare. It's deliberate. Limited editions, variant covers, store exclusives. It's all designed to create that buy now or miss out forever feeling. Urgency.
FOMO, basically.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And that ties into investment rationalization. Collectors often tell themselves and others, this is an investment. But the truth, our source confirms, is most collectibles actually lose value compared to, say, stocks or bonds over the long run. It's often a way we justify our passion,
So we've got the inner drives, the history, the market games.
Yeah.
But it's not just a solo thing, is it? There's a big social side, too.
Yeah.
How does collecting build connections?
It really does. Collections aren't just for you. They become social tools.
Yeah.
They're great conversation starters. Often your collection makes you an expert in something specific, right? That gives you status within that community. People come to you for advice.
Yeah.
It leads to shared experiences, going to conventions, trading, just talking about the hunt for that rare item. And like we said with nostalgia, it connects to childhood memories, identity. Your collection can be a way of saying, this is who I am. It builds friendships.
That all sounds really positive. But
Yes.
I imagine there's a downside, too. A line between passion And maybe something more problematic. What does the source say about the dark side?
Yes, it's important to touch on that. There's a difference between passionate collecting and actual hoarding.
Right. Where's the line?
The source gives warning signs. Is it costing too much to store? Is it causing arguments, straining relationships? Is the financial burden just too much? Basically, when the collection starts controlling your life.
Okay.
Then there's that FOMO we mentioned, fear of missing out. It can really push people into bad buying decisions. Companies definitely exploit that fear with timed releases, exclusives.
Making you buy impulsively?
Exactly. And finally, something called completion anxiety. Just the sheer stress of trying to keep up, to get everything, especially when series just keep going and going, that finish line keeps moving.
That sounds exhausting. And technology must play a huge role now, amplifying all this.
Oh, massively. The digital age has changed everything. Think about digital comics. Great for saving space, right? But you lose that physical feel, that tactile thing. And crucially, they often have little to no resale value.
Sure.
Then you have NFTs, non-fungible tokens. That was a clear attempt to create digital scarcity, make digital items collectible. Mixed results there and quite a bit of backlash.
Right, very controversial.
But maybe the biggest impact is online marketplaces. eBay, Facebook groups, specialized sites. They've totally changed how people find stuff, price stuff, sell stuff. It's a global market now, connects everyone.
So despite those potential issues, the anxiety, the market stuff, let's end on a positive. What are the good things, the maybe therapeutic sides that often get missed?
Yeah, definitely. When it's managed well, collecting can be really beneficial. Our source points out it often helps people develop amazing organizational skills, cataloging, storing, tracking.
That makes sense.
It can also be vital for historical preservation. Sometimes collectors preserve things better or keep better records than official archives even. We've already talked about community building, friendships, shared passion. That's huge. And for some people, it even becomes a business. Entrepreneurial opportunities, buying and selling, turning that passion into something productive.
So it's clear collecting is this really complex thing, isn't it? A mix of deep psychology, market forces, social connections, much more than just accumulating objects.
Absolutely. And stepping back, if you understand the why behind collecting, it actually sheds light on lots of other consumer behavior, maybe even your own motivations for other things you pursue. You start seeing those threads, you know?
So here's something to think about. What does all this mean for you? Think about that artificial scarcity, the market nudges. How does knowing about these tactics potentially empower you, not just if you collect things, but in all sorts of buying decisions you make every day? Something to mull over.